Hello and welcome to the presentation of OWIS system. In this presentation I'm going to show you execution of accounts payable procedure in OWIS system. On this example we are going to see execution of simple accounts payable procedure, which consists of invoice receiving, invoice approval and or denial, of course, and then in case of positive branch, invoice payment, and it's recording in the OWIS system. So for now I'm going to log in to the system as a user that is receiving invoices and putting them in the system. When we open the system, our main module that we are going to look at is the module of workflows. Workflows module consists of three parts. There is workflow categories, workflows and actions, which are part of each workflow instance execution. So for right now I'm going to create new workflow, accounts payable workflow, and when we click start workflow accounts payable procedure, system gives us a dialog screen where we insert main data about specific workflow instance, in this case our incoming invoice. So for now I'm going to put in testing data to show you how it's done. First we insert name of specific for workflow instance. After that we insert party, which is a corresponding party or sender of specific invoice that we are putting in the system. So for now you can search system for existing parties. So if we insert first letters or letters that name of the party is consisted of, system automatically gives us parties from the system which we assign to specific workflow, or we can add a new party. For this test I'm going just to go on and use this party, and after that we can choose department and classification specific invoice that we are receiving. The department for this presentation is just one department that Lucy Jones has rights on, and that's the sales department. And of course there are also classification of this test accounts payable. So we will say this invoice is on the basis of goods contract. After that we can define workflow group, which also uses as a detailed description of specific workflow instance. System automatically gives us ordinal number, and year is generated from today's date. So when we insert this data, this form also hides some other data that can be specific for workflow can be defined by. So there are data about priority, subnumber, description, etc. And also we can have references to this workflow. So here we can insert maybe a number of the invoice of the party that is sending that invoice to us. So we can say this invoice is number 108-122-11. So when we say that's a workflow reference, we can also say when it was sent to us by the party, and we can say that their date is 24th of October. So when we go on, when we click insert, system automatically creates test invoice and gives it a unique number, workflow number in the system. So we created a kind of shell for the workflow instance. Now we are going to add actions which are the correspond to the document forwarding to the persons that are prescribed by this procedure. So when we say add action, system automatically calculates what is the next action that can be executed in this workflow, and we can say that it's receiving of invoice and who it can be delegated to. So for the start, we are going to receive invoice and pass it to the chief, Tom Smith, and we are going to choose that invoice from the file system of our computer. So if I say desktop invoices, I'll choose example invoice that is created for this presentation. By clicking document upload, system automatically uploads this document to the server, and now we can say some additional data that define this invoice. So we can say it was received on 27th of October. We can say its amount is 233, and then we can put some additional data about specific invoice. So by clicking insert, system automatically executes action receiving invoice, sends email to Tom Smith that he is reminded of that he received specific workflow. So I'm going now to